Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's Brave Cat here once again with another Frontier Signals update, and it's February 11th, 2026. Today I'll try to make this update a little more snappy. There's not a whole lot I want to cover here, but again, more work has been done here, and it's getting one step closer to becoming an actual live website. Things have been pretty quiet with the solar activity and whatnot, so there's not really much going on there. I did also see, though, when I was looking at some of these other things here, is that this coronal hole, well, the shape of it kind of reminds me of Japan. You know, it kind of looks like that. And, I mean, not that it really means anything, but I just thought that was kind of interesting. But again, there's not really much going on there. The sunspots, if this is going to load, these regions are all looking pretty safe, pretty inactive. Even though we got a couple of large sunspots here, there's not a whole lot of magnetic complexity going on there. So that's all well and good. And even as far as the earthquakes go, I guess I'll pull it up really quick. Alright, so here we are on the EQ3D program with the lovely overlay by Dutch Synths. So we're just kind of looking at everything that has happened since the deep 6.2 earthquake, which was very significant. And again, we still have quite a ways to go until we see that full energy kind of disperse throughout the plate. But we already have a new 5.3 over here, a little bit of activity up here by Japan as well. And then, of course, the stuff going on in the US. So we had, what is this, was this a 4? And we've had another 4, except this was down here, south, kind of right outside the border here. And then a little bit more activity pinging on the north side, as well as even up here off of Vancouver. So, you know, pressure's spreading, but, you know, hopefully there's nothing too dangerous coming down the pipeline there. So that's kind of how that's been. I guess I'll kind of run through a couple of the other small tweaks / additions here. So with this map here, added a little bit of, you know, some information on the side here. Just these are the GeoJSONs being used for the earthquake feeds. And then just a little important note regarding the volcano overlay that is used, because these are just static volcano location data sets. So, you know, it's not actually currently active ones. However, that's exactly what this is for, from Volcano Discovery. So just some little tidbits here and there. Maybe, you know, nothing that's really needed on here, but again, I just like to include as many little things as I can. And then let's see. So yeah, I did add some more data here. So I eventually want to have, anytime I have like a table referenced here, I also want to have some sort of chart that goes with it. So this is just year by year volcanic eruptions since 1960, and this is provided by the Smithsonian. So I got the proper credit here, but I wanted to include it with the link because, well, when you go to when you go to the Smithsonian, that website likes to take, you know, 5 years to actually load. So I just thought it'd be a lot simpler to have it here as well. And then on the historical solar data side here, we've got this chart from solon.info, which is also used on Ben Davidson's Space Weather News website. So it's definitely a really good chart to look at. So this kind of greenish, olive green looking line represents the current solar cycle. And this is the past 4 other solar cycles going all the way back to 1976. So as you can see, we are in one of the kind of lesser cycles compared to some of these other ones, and this is just counting the number of sunspots, basically. So that's kind of what that is, and just kind of optimize little things here and there. Let's see, so yeah, really the only other thing I wanted to cover was actually, well, a new video game that just came out. Still in early access, but it's on here on Steam, created by the makers of Steam, Valve themselves. Now, here's the thing. When Valve makes a new game, it is typically completely revolutionary and absolutely beloved. I mean, you got Dota, Team Fortress, games like that they've made in the past. Half-Life is the main one, really, you know? That was completely revolutionary. They made all the Counter-Strike games, Portal. So this is like not a small thing that is going on. And so, well, they did revolutionize the MOBA category. However, of course, they had to basically do it with complete satanic, demonic, and ritualistic themes going on, which I definitely do not support. So I tried this game out. A good friend of mine invited me to play it in early access, and I obliged. And yeah, I mean, it actually does have some pretty good game mechanics, pretty revolutionized things going on. But when it comes to the art style, the actual theme of the game, the content within the game, and everything related to it, include all the way down to the voice lines, definitely reference a lot of kind of weird and downright despicable parallels to the real world. So yeah, I'm really not a fan of what they are doing here. I think it's an absolutely terrible way to spend millions of dollars in marketing and come out with something that has that sort of symbol on it and all these other. I mean, there's a crap ton of things in this game that just straight up reference, well, pretty much straight Satanism. I mean, you have Billy the Goat as a playable character. There's a couple other demon characters. There's vampires, which, look, I love games like this that kind of go into these things, but only if it's not just blatantly, again, it's like ritualistic. It's very, especially if you haven't been living under a rock and you know what's going on with the world with these rich powerhouse companies and the people behind them. Well, this is exactly what the forces that be would love millions of people to put their conscious time and effort to. And it's funny because I actually recorded a video of this game earlier today, and I was going to post it by itself and just basically do a whole entire gameplay run, which I might still do because, basically that footage had to be scrapped. It had all sorts of technical issues going on. And in the middle of it, which this is the crazy part, in the middle of me trying to record some gameplay of this to show how absolutely freakishly demonic this game is. The guitar that I have in the corner of my room just literally fell over. Not just fell over, I mean, there was like some force behind it. And you could hear it on the mic, too. It just right in the middle of me talking shit about this game, my guitar just kind of slammed down against the furniture, and I was just like kind of spooked, So just saying, man, this is not something I want to put my conscious attention towards any more than I think I should. Now, of course, I've been calling this game out on X, on the Steam discussions. When I'm allowed to, I'm going to post a review for this game as well. Also calling out the demonic symbolism that does not need to be in a game. They revolutionized the game mechanics. They did a lot of cool things with it. But all this stuff here is just absolutely unnecessary. So it just kind of tells you this is where the world stage is at, man. Like, the powers that be want us to be focused on demonic things like this. And, you know, I won't stand for it. Even though there is some potential entertainment and enjoyment to be taken from it. You know, it's just kind of how things are stooping to a very low level in the entertainment industry as a whole. And basically, AAA video games are no different than Hollywood at this point. So I'll definitely be here to support smaller creators, indie games, indie film studios, indie music creators, just anyone who's not a millionaire, billionaire, who just falls right into the hands of some very evil figures. So, anyways, with that, that's about all I wanted to cover for now. So, if you enjoyed this, hopefully give a like and a subscribe, comment down below, whatever you want, and I'll catch you all in the next.